Welcome to Explore the World, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 world's best places to visit. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content.
Paris earned her name the City of Light during the Age of Enlightenment, when many visionaries...
With a world full of fascinating destinations, choosing the perfect vacation spot can present a challenge. That's why Explore the World use expert opinions, user votes, and current trends to compile this list.
The skyline may have grown up around it, but the view from the 102nd...
We hope these recommendations can help you craft your travel bucket list.
To scuba dive, but I like to snorkel.
Little babies.
Number 10. Maui, Hawaiian Islands, United States.
Water sports all around this sunny island. When the trade winds pick up, there are...
Maui is not nearly as large as the Big Island, nor is it as small as Lanai, as bustling as Oahu, or as quiet as Kauai.
Soon see why. In this North Pacific island paradise, Polynesian heritage and the modern American lifestyle go hand in hand.
For many Hawaii vacationers, Maui is just right, offering a taste of just about everything the Aloha State has to offer, from impressive wildlife to intriguing history and culture.
A spectacular journey around the island. Visit galleries and museums, or shop for souvenirs under the shade of an ancient banyan tree.
While on a visit here, you can shimmy alongside professional hula dancers, golf along coastal fairways, snorkel alongside 5 different types of sea turtles, or simply lounge along some of Hawaii's most notable beaches.
The water surrounding it is amazingly clear. Book a boat tour and dive in to spot Hawaii's green turtles. This historic center is bustling year-round and attracts whale watchers in winter.
Number 9. New York City, United States.
that contributed to the sounds, tastes, and textures of New York.
Cool, cosmopolitan, crowded, constantly evolving. The Big Apple blends biggity splendor with small-town charm.
Then there are the boroughs. Walk across the Brooklyn Bridge to the melting...
Amid Gotham's iconic landmarks and towering skyscrapers, you'll experience a vibrant culture permeating each of the city's distinctive neighborhoods and boroughs.
which built the city, a city like no other. Its mythic skyline, its influence radiates to every corner of the globe. Every street corner, it seems, is...
Follow trendsetters to the East Village in Brooklyn to check out indie boutiques, iconic bakeries, and trendy coffee shops.
Shopping spree. The city is shopaholic heaven, and Fifth Avenue, with its eye-popping window displays, a new attraction gives locals and visitors a chance to pause and bow their heads. The Reflecting Absence Memorial.
Afterward, peruse the racks of the sleek shops lining Fifth Avenue, admire the cut-and-edge art collections at the MoMA and the Met, catch a memorable show on Broadway, or sit down for a meal at the latest restaurant.
Also the city of the spree, the shuffle, farewell, and joyous greeting throughout the station's history. With generous civic spaces. But there is no greater chill-out space in the Big Apple than Central Park.
Number 8. Rome, Italy.
It is a very popular tourist destination, so expect the country in the world, with a population around 800 people, is also one of the biggest tourist destinations in the world.
Rome, the city of 7 hills, enjoyed a mythic beginning. Romulus and Remus, twin brothers who were nursed by a wolf and fathered by a war god, reportedly founded the Eternal City.
Starting with the Vatican. The smallest. Next, let's head to the Trevi Fountains. Mainly remembered for the iconic scene from Fellini's movie La Dolce Vita, this is the biggest Baroque fountain in the city, rising 20.
And although historians are a little skeptical about this epic entry into the world, most travelers are absolutely certain that there is something magical about Rome.
Built in 118 AD, and according to legend, it was built at the exact same place. The most important one is the Fountain of Four Rivers. Designed by Bernini, the fountain shows 4 figures, a beautiful square in Rome, surrounded with many restaurants and ice cream shops. The piazza also presents 3 different fountains.
Whether it's the mystery of nearby Vatican City, or the ghosts of the Colosseum, an afternoon cafe on Piazza Navona, or a piled heap plate of pasta at a trattoria, Roma is sure to enchant.
Located right at the heart of the ancient city that ruled, which represent the Nile, the Ganges, the Danube, and Rio de la Plata. Another worthwhile attraction in the piazza is overwhelmed and exhausted by all that sightseeing, you could head to a number 3 attraction, Villa Borghese, the largest public park in the city.
Number 7. London, England.
Own story, but also the story of humankind. British Museum is one of the finest in the world, and her treasures cover thousands of years of history and number.
The English writer Samuel Johnson famously said, "You find no man, at all intellectual, who is willing to leave London. No, sir, man is tired of London, he is tired of life. For there is in London all that life can afford."
Story in itself. Here, the streets are lined with the world city is filled with iconic symbols, and one of the most easily recognizable is Tower Bridge. Reassuring chimes peal across the city every hour on the hour.
More than 2 centuries have passed since Johnson's era, but his words still ring true.
Hum with shoppers. And by night, the bars along Carnaby Street are packed with patrons enjoying pre-show drinks. This is what
Life in London is nothing short of invigorating, and travelers find that one visit isn't enough to experience everything this millennia-old city has to offer.
the city's newest additions, all in board, with Coventry Street, Trafalgar Square and Piccadilly Circus all close by. Moving away, the capital of the UK has been an important financial, educational and cultural centre for hundreds of years.
Number 6. Cusco, Peru.
The most beautiful cities in all of South America, and not only is it the gateway to Machu Picchu, but it was once the...
Cusco, known as the archaeological capital of the Americas, is home to a storied history that included the rise and fall of the Inca Empire, followed by the invasion of Spanish conquistadors in the early 1500s.
Check this out, my friends. One of the most recognizable ancient ruins in all of the world, Machu Picchu.
The city has come out of the shadow of Peru's capital, Lima, in recent decades.
Capital of the ancient Incan Empire, and there is
Millions of tourists make the pilgrimage from Cusco and the Sacred Valley to get a glimpse of South America's greatest spectacle, Machu Picchu. The fabled ruins are one of the most impressive architectural feats of the ancient world.
It's a bucket list site for almost anyone who travels. You're a cute little guy. Can you see with all that hair in front of your eyes? A few steps down from the
The enchanting city offers more. From the glimmering Curicanga, Temple of the Sun, to scrumptious Andean cuisine, it only takes a day to be charmed by the significant Peruvian city and all its wonders.
in gold. This beautiful place behind me is called Sacsayhuaman, and it is a temple that was part of the ancient Incan capital.
Number 5. Tokyo, Japan.
Was completely inspiring. Having grown up in a country of 4 million to step into a city of nearly 14 million.
Animated is perhaps the best word to describe Tokyo. Crazy about its anime, Japan's mega city is constantly buzzing with movement. Feet clack down sidewalks, cars zoom along streets, subway trains hum below ground, ships cruise in and out.
I stuffed myself with all kinds of treats here. The food stalls on the outer edge of the market have so...
When you want to stop on Tokyo, the city will certainly make it worth your while. The tech-savvy locales may whiz past the monuments and urban parks daily, but, we assure you, the museums and historical sites are world-class.
I grew up playing games on PS1 and the computer and watching Japanese anime.
There are photos to be taken, sushi to be eaten, and a lot of shopping to be done. So what are you waiting for? You better get a move on.
Little babies.
Number 4. Florence, Italy.
In at number 10, we have two of the most famous galleries, 1218.
This little city, tucked amid the Tuscan hills, casts a long shadow through history.
Galleries in the world. The Uffizi Gallery and Accademia.
The wellspring of the Renaissance, Firenze, or Florence, sheltered the powerful Medici family, and inspired artists like Michelangelo, David, and Brunelleschi, the Duomo.
La Signoria. Palazzo Vecchio started as the People's Palace, and was home of the City Council. The square next to it is famous due to the replica of the statue of David. The square is home for the loggia.
If it weren't for the fashionable Italians and chic shops lining Via Tornabuoni, you might think you had traveled back in time to the 14th century.
The square is named after the city's most famous.
Renaissance art is not the only reason to come. You also visit Florence for its gorgeous sunsets, its Italian cooking, and its unbeatable romantic charm.
In at number 9, we have the Mercato Nuovo, the new market. The market itself is not big.
Number 3. Bora, French Polynesia, France. The small island of Bora, just 6 miles long and more than 2 miles wide, overflows with beauty. Dormant volcanoes rise up at its center and fan out into lush jungle before spilling into an aquamarine lagoon. In fact, author James Michener, who wrote Tales of the South Pacific, called Bora the most beautiful island in the world. The 18th century British explorer James Cook even coined it as the Pearl of the Pacific. The very definition of a tropical getaway, blissful Bora abounds with luxurious resorts, sunny skies, warm waters, and friendly locals. You can snorkel, explore Vitae, Bora's quaint town, hike Mount Otamanu, and more. Number 2. Paris, France.
Age of Enlightenment, when many visionary ideas were born.
The City of Light draws millions of visitors every year with its unforgettable ambience. The divine cuisine and vast art collections deserve some of the credit as well.
And which now attracts 42 million visitors a year, making Paris the most...
The gentle River Seine rambles through the city, flanked by stately museums, centuries-old churches, and blocks of Rococo and neoclassic design architecture, further enhanced by charming trees and glowing street lamps.
The Arc de Triomphe, built by Napoleon, rises from the center of Place Charles de Gaulle and offers commanding views of the...
Containing world-class museums, fashion, cuisine, and an atmosphere all its own.
From the futuristic greatest treasure house of art, the Musée de Louvre.
Visit the Centre Pompidou, enjoy gourmet pastries, shop couture on the Champs-Élysées, or hit the boutiques in Les Halles, take in the view atop the Eiffel Tower, or even plan a day trip to Versailles Palace.
This magnificent 17th century chateau welcomes everyone, from heads of state to backpackers.
Number 1. Great Barrier Reef, Queensland, Australia.
In the entire world, the Great Barrier Reef.
As one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, the Great Barrier Reef holds a spot on every traveler's bucket list.
Take you out to the reef, onto the pontoon out there, and they'll drop you back onto the beach.
If the best way to...
Hugging the east coast of Queensland, Australia, the Great Barrier Reef extends from Cape York in the north all the way to Bundaberg in the south, a total of 1,250 miles.
Most islands are wilderness.
With roughly 3,000 coral reefs, 600 islands, and 1625 species of fish, the reef leaves its 1.6 million annual visitors enchanted.
And you lose track of time when you're snorkeling, you might get in. We saw fish this big.
or bigger, clams the size of beach balls.
More music and entertainment countdowns published every day. Be sure to subscribe to Explore the World.